Hey, welcome back to Minecraft, where in the last video, we made this whole market center. Whoa, thanks lag. It took a little while, much longer than I was expecting it to, given the size, but I am very happy with this. So, continuing on from this, I think we should start work on some of the other districts. Now the next market district over here, I think I'll wait until I finish the rest of the walls to do that. Same with the second residential district, but this one here, the main one, I think I might do this. Yeah. Because I'm kind of waiting until something is surrounded by walls before I, build it all up. And I'm thinking the road might end up being last. Yeah. One thing that I should note that I've done between videos is down here I've started making preparations for the black market, which is probably going to be the next video. And I've started clearing out a big space down here. And also, I really like using soul lanterns for this. So, yeah, I just think they fit so well. But this is about the residential district above it. Now, there's not going to be all that much here that's interesting. It's mostly just going to be various houses. Also, I got a cool new cape from migrating my Mojang account. I just wanted to mention that. So, off camera, I've been just getting a load of resources. This deep slate is left over from when I did the walls before. And most of this stone I got from clearing out the area for the black market. But this chest, the tuff and the concrete powder, that's just leftovers. But the cobblestone and the wood, I gathered specifically for these houses. Oh, and there's one thing missing. I made these light grey stained glass panes ages ago. That's a mouthful. But they're going to be windows. And also, I got this stack of spruce logs among all of the oak, because I thought it'd be cool to use spruce doors, because they kind of look like a door you would have in medieval times. So I'm going to use that. So the first thing that I'm going to want to do here is just mark out where the houses will be. I don't want it to be too big. I mean, that's a decent size, but it's not that big. And likewise, I'll have a house here. Most of these houses are going to be more or less the same style and size and basically everything you could imagine. And there's going to be streets between them. Hang on. How big is this one going to end up being? Okay, one shorter, and that's a good size. It's 17 blocks long. So then the interior is 15 by 15. I think most houses are going to be 15 by 15. Or at least the ones on the walls here are going to be like that. Okay, so I've set out about 8 plots of land here. And I'm not sure how else to go as I approach the dock area. I might be able to fit in 2 more. Right, so I think that might be all in terms of actual houses, but I might have like dock houses or fishing houses. That's probably a better term for them. Something smaller that I can put the fishermen in. Okay, so I've built up a basic looking dock. I think I might make this significantly bigger, but you can get the idea that I'll have a few of these bits kind of stretching out into the water, and then I'll have a big open bit, which that's going to be considerably bigger, and that's going to be where the fish are sold. Yeah, but there might not be too many, like maybe only 4 stalls as opposed to the big market over there. I'm intentionally leaving a small gap around here that will snake its way around to the black market. I'm starting to think this isn't such a good vantage point to see what I've made, because it kind of just makes it all look small. Because if I'm actually down here, It feels pretty substantial. I mean, this is a large area to be filled, but when I'm up there, it just looks so much smaller. Well, I think I'm gonna leave this as is. Yeah, I've got the 3... I'm not sure what the term for these is. They're not ports. They could be ports, but where the boats come in, they'll come in here, they'll dock, and then unload and take their stuff over to here, which is where the fishermen congregate. Okay, that's enough. I feel like I'm filling this in a bit better now. Let me just see from the skies. It feels like I don't have such a massive empty space now. Although I do have a gap here. I might put another house in, but I think I won't. This could be just another road leading towards the dock. Yeah, I think I'll leave that as is. Right. Now is when I build up the houses. And I'll start with this one here to just sort of cement a design. And that's where the cobblestone comes in. Okay, so that's the first floor. These houses might end up being slightly taller than the roof and than the walls, but not by too much, I don't think. Oh, I might need to get more dark oak for the rim of the roof. Spruce might do. I kind of added this spruce frame to it last minute, so I'm almost certainly gonna have to go out and gather more spruce logs for this. I'm just not sure whether I should strip them or not. Yeah, I think I'll stick with that. What does ordinary spruce look like in... okay, it's the same tone. Maybe I do want more dark oak then. Okay, so after cutting down all of the dark oak forest over there, I've cut down all the oak trees on this island for a fairway. And I also cut down a bunch of spruce trees. I've now got a substantial enough supply of blocks, of logs, of wood. It's taken a long time. I always hate gathering logs for whatever reason. Like, I could dig a 15 by 15 by 15 hole. Actually, I did a bigger one. It was like 30 by 30 by 30. I could do that, no problem. But ask me to gather logs, and I will put up as much of a fight as I can, because there's something about logs that I just hate gathering. I just thought of a great use for this residential district. Also, I built that wall wrong. This could be where I put the farms for the black market, so that I don't have to dig big holes for them. Yeah, I like the idea of that. So then on the outside, it'll look just like decoration, but it'll be full of various farms for the black market. Okay. I'm not sure how some of them are going to fit, but I'll try my best. Okay, so now I've got a second floor in here, and I think you can see a pattern starting to form. Although I'm not going to do a... if this was a real building, there would be a third floor, but it would be the attic. Because on top of this is where I'll put the roof. And looking at my stairs count, I'm going to need many more than this. Or actually, no, I'm going to need slabs. And now, with the roof done, I'm not sure how I feel about the window there. I gotta change that. Yeah, that's not so bad. Maybe I could do the stairs on the top as well. Nah, I think it's fine. But that's the roof done. It does have two layers of depth, because it overhangs even the framework. But I think that's it for this house. It's relatively big in the scheme of things. but it still fits in. It's not dwarving much else. I just need to make sure that when it's up against the wall here, that it doesn't have any gaps. Well, this is sort of the basic idea for how the houses will look. And this is the only one that'll be on its own. The others are in big blocks of them. And I think I'll put the doors on the main... It's not... the street. The street here, I'll have the doors instead of against the big road. Now I just need to get some lanterns and light this up on the outside in an appealing way. I'm thinking I just hang the lanterns like this. Although I do want to have lanterns on either side of the door because I just think that looks cool. Right, I think that's it for the lighting. Yeah, and the interior I'll do some other time. Right, so that is one house finished out of 9 of these big houses. Okay, now that I've finally cleared out the area in here, I think I've got all 4 of these houses done. They're all very slightly different to each other, and they're only 1 story instead of... Well, actually, no, this is technically 3 stories, and these are technically 2 stories. So, smaller, but I don't have quite enough resources to be making them very big. I think the only other big house like this that I'll do is the one in that corner over there. Now, the tricky one for me was this one here, because, well, it looks like I've kind of built it off-center a little bit, and then, like, extended it. But if you look at the roof here, it's a little bit dodgy, because it doesn't quite line up perfectly, but I think this is fine. I mean, this pillar here really kind of messed with a lot of things, because if I follow this along like this, I will eventually get to not the other pillar. So it's out of line, but that's just because of the fact that I've built it externally. Ooh. And I never did the underside, the end there. Okay. But I've done it everywhere else. Yes, I did do it here. It's just hard to see. And I didn't bother putting windows on this side of the building because no one wants a view of a nice looking wall, and it wasn't going to let any natural light in anyway. However, here it does still work, and this isn't too bad of a view, I guess. So I just need to fill in this bit here. Ow. There we go. That's it filled in. Whoop. I needed to get up and over anyway. From above, that doesn't look that bad. Now, just like the first building, I need to get lighting on all of these. This is starting to actually look like a residential district now. And I think that's pretty cool. When I was envisioning this, I always thought there'd be like a tiny little alley between houses, probably about here, that would lead into the black market. But I quite like the tiny little alley around the back here from the dock, because it's actually quite hidden. You have to go underneath the scaffold, not the scaffolding, the foundation of this hut, then come back through here and all the way around, or you have to take a boat through the hidden entrance. And I think that's pretty cool. So, what's the next bit that I'm gonna make? Maybe I could take a break from this sort of generic-y housing and work on the fishing huts a little bit. I'm also gonna have to do a little bit of terraforming, because the ground around here is pretty bad. Oh, right. I forgot lighting. There we go. That should be the lighting done on the outside. And interior lighting wise, it's just going to be enough to mob proof it, because these guys are annoying. There we go, that'll stop the mobs from spawning. Right, on to the fishing huts. So that's it, really, in terms of the little hut. I quite like it. I'm just going to quickly throw some lanterns around. And then one on the inside there. Yep, and that's it. There really isn't much to this. Although I think I'll have these logs come all the way down to the ground. Yeah. So maybe instead of the fence posts holding it up, it's these logs. And this is the only time that I had to actually make a floor, because you can see underneath these. So I have to make sure that it looks like there's a floor. Oh yeah, and I need to strip the logs. That's the hut. And I'm basically going to do the same thing on all of them. So, yeah. I'll just do that real quick. Okay, so that's the 3 fishing huts done. And I did notice that I put something here to be built, but I'm not so sure about it anymore. So I think I'm going to leave that be. I'm going to remove it. Right, so these little fishing huts do kind of... They're not distinctly fishing huts, really. But they do look like... What do they look like? They just look like small houses built on the side of a cliff. Yeah. Because that's kind of what they are. I didn't have anything else to do with this relatively steep hill. So I just put these stilt houses on. So how much is left? There's one more of the big houses to make here. And that's gonna have all 4 sides of it visible. And then there's one more 3 house block here. So I've probably done a little more than half of the buildings, but I think the last thing I'll do is build up some of the dock stuff. Yeah. And that's where these fences come in. I'm definitely going to have to get more, but this'll do for a little bit. But all I really have to do is just build a fence around the outside. Yeah, I'm already out. And that's what I'll do with the remainder of my oak wood, because I really don't want to go mining more. I think that's an off-camera thing to do, because yeah, I'm completely out of oak wood. Oh, I'm 2 fences short. Oh well. I am going to put some fishing, like, market stalls around here. So, I do still need a bit more fences. But, actually, how much wool do I have? Yeah. Because I'm only going to have, like, 4 market stalls, but still. 24 fences. That should be enough. And there we go. That's the first of the fishing stalls. I need to light this place up a bit better than it currently is. And there's one more stall. There's the 3rd stall done. And that's the last stall. A bit close to the other one, but I think that's fine. Looking at it now, this is the only one that's separated from them all. Yeah, I'll leave it like that, because the road's kind of in the way here. And any further to the side, and then I get to the docks themselves, and not the market area. I think this is fine. I think that's good for the small fishing market. So, for the remainder of this video, I don't think I'm going to make this house or this row of 3 houses. I think I'm just going to work on the streets between all of them and leave it at that. I'll do the rest of these houses off camera because I've got to do a bunch more resource gathering and I actually have to build it up, which you've already seen me build up the rest of these, so it's not like it's anything new, and it'll probably end up getting cut out anyway. So, yeah, I'll just do the roads, or not the roads, the streets, and then, yeah, we'll leave it at that. So, I think it'll be, like, I'm gonna need stairs too. I think I might just keep it simple and have just straight path blocks. I know you can get a bit fancy with the paths and use, like, gravel and andesite and all of that stuff, but I'm not gonna bother with that. I have done in the past, and it's a lot of work, so I'm just gonna leave it be. Okay, so I've stopped the path here because I think I think I'll have like a proper road coming through here towards the dock, and then another road here going into the market area, because they're both about the same size. So I've stopped the path here because it doesn't cross over a road, and also there won't be any path on the other end of the road, so yeah. I'm just going to walk through. This bit is especially steep, so that's where I used stairs. Everywhere else I used slabs. And I made the little pathways jutting out that reach into the doors. And I like this bit where the path sort of fades away into nothing as it gets to the wall, because no one really walks back here. And yeah, I've done that with every house. And I'll stop it on the border here, because no, that's not actually the border of the residential district. This is the border, it's just the log goes off by one, because, as I say, there's a big road there that doesn't have a path on it. And then my favorite little bit that I've added here is at the end of this path, it slowly gets thinner, because there's less reason to be coming out here unless you live in this hut here, but the path doesn't quite fade out into nothing, and you can see people have been walking in from around here. And if you follow it all the way around, I might change it up a little bit. It leads behind the houses and into the black market. I just like that little detail. And there's nothing out the back here at all, just a little bit of path. So that's probably it, really, because I don't have time to do the rest of the houses. That's something that I'll do between videos. Hang on. I'll continue this during the day when you can actually see. As I was saying, I don't really have time to finish off the rest of the residential district, and it'll be boring anyway, and probably cut out in its entirety. So I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm quite happy with the little fishing huts, these terraced housings, the big houses, and the little market stall, and the dock. I might change the dock a little bit later on, because I'm not completely satisfied with it, but it'll just be like adding minor details and whatnot. Like, I don't know, maybe piles of barrels with trapdoors on them, something like that. But I'm happy to leave it as it is for the time being. And that means that the next video, I only have one of two different things that I could work on. Either finish the wall, which will let me work on the other residential district and the next market district, or I work on the black market itself. Because once I work on the black market, I can start filling it with various farms. And I've been in dire need of a mob farm for a while, because gunpowder is very handy to have in large quantities. Although I could also, like, do the detailing on the keep, because there's still a lot of that to be done. I'm not too sure about that. Well, I'm happy with how much we got done today. It doesn't look like... Actually, it does look like as much as the market district. It just doesn't look as big. But, yeah, this is more just infrastructure for next things, like big farms. But anyway, I feel like I'm rambling on for too long, so I'm gonna leave it here. Bye.